Okay, so we're back and ready for another deep dive. And, like always, we're starting off at the AI agent store.
Yeah.
Always something interesting popping up
Yes.
there. But today I think we've got something pretty special, an autonomous coder.
Right. An autonomous coder. And this one is called RuCode, and it's open source.
It's open source.
So that's kind of cool right off the bat.
Yeah. I mean, that's always exciting to see more of that.
Yeah, and I think what we should try to understand today is, like, what does it actually do?
Right.
How does it actually work? And why would any of our listeners, care about it? Like, why is it an interesting development?
Yeah, for sure. It's all well and good to say autonomous coder, but like, what does that even mean? So
Yeah.
let's break it down. I guess the idea is it's like this virtual junior programmer.
Yeah.
You've got this other brain essentially that's focused on coding, and it's always learning.
Yeah, and it can write its own code, it can debug code, and it can even improve existing software with minimal human intervention.
Okay, so less like a one-shot deal and more like a continuous thing.
Yeah, it's continuous workflow. So it plans, and then it writes or edits the code, then it runs the code to see what happens, and then it debugs any issues it finds, and it does this all on its own.
On its own. Okay, so it's not just randomly spitting out code. Like, how does it keep track of all that?
Yeah, so it uses a task memory system to keep that context.
Okay.
And it remembers what it has done before, so it gets better over time.
So it's almost like it's got its own little notepad where it's like keeping track of what worked, what didn't work, and it's using that to make decisions moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. And it's designed to work directly within your existing coding environment, so you don't have to, like, switch between different things.
Okay, that's nice and convenient. And you can talk to it, can't you? Like, give it instructions?
Yeah, you can guide it with instructions, and it can even understand natural language, so you don't have to be super technical.
Okay, so I'm looking at the listing here, and it says high level of autonomy, 89%. What does that mean, like practically?
That means it can do a lot without needing you to intervene directly. So, for example, it can execute commands in your terminal. It can automate things you might do in your web browser. And it can even directly edit files in your project.
Whoa. Okay, so if I need to change something in the script, it could just go in and do it.
Potentially, yes, but there are safeguards in place.
Okay, good, because that's what I was thinking. Like, does this thing just take over my entire project?
It still needs your permission to do certain things, like modifying files or running certain commands.
Okay, so it's not like a complete set it and forget it kind of thing.
You still have ultimate control.
Okay, that's good to know. So all of this sounds really cool in theory, but like, who's actually going to use this thing?
So anyone who codes so software developers would find it useful. AI researchers, people contributing to open source projects,
Okay.
automation engineers.
So it's not for like the average person who just uses a computer. It's for
Right.
people who are already doing coding.
Yeah, it's designed as a tool to assist with coding tasks.
Okay, so like if I'm working on a project and there's a lot of like repetitive tasks that I hate doing, this thing could do it for me.
Exactly. It can really speed things up and free you up to focus on more interesting things.
That's always a plus.
And it can also help with debugging, which can be super time consuming.
Okay, yeah, debugging. Nobody likes debugging.
And it's not just about individual tasks. It can also be used to help develop and improve larger, more complex software projects.
Oh, wow. So like the whole project, this thing could be a part of it.
Yeah, potentially it suggests a future where developers might focus more on, like, the high-level design and problem solving and leave some of the more routine coding to these AI agents.
Interesting. So like it's not replacing developers, it's changing what a developer does.
Exactly.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So is this something that people can try out?
Yes, it's completely free.
Very nice.
It's described as a junior dev assistant, which I think gives you a pretty good idea of where it's at right now in terms of its capabilities.
Yeah, like you're not gonna replace your senior dev with this thing, but
Right.
it could be a helpful extra set of hands.
Exactly.
So to kind of wrap things up, what's the big takeaway here about RuCode?
Well, I think the main thing is that it offers a significant level of autonomy in handling coding tasks, which could lead to much more efficient development and debugging workflows.
Right.
And importantly, it still maintains that essential user oversight.
Right. You're not giving up control entirely.
Exactly. And I think this leads to a really interesting question for our listeners.
Yeah.
As we see more of these autonomous coding agents emerge, how do you think the role of software developers is going to change?
Right. What skills are going to become even more important?
Yeah, and how will this reshape the future of software development?
Definitely something to think about.
Definitely.
And if you want to check out RuCode yourself or see what other AI agents are out there, you can head over to aiagentstore.ai.
Yep.
All right, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
See ya.
We'll catch you next time.